Got to make that switch over to the audio. That is Helix. They got a brand new single coming out that comes out on the 12th of this month, day after tomorrow on Friday. And it is part of a larger installment. It's part of a total of 12 tracks that are going to be released. This is their 14th full-length album. They've done a whole bunch of other stuff in between. And this is after 50 years of being an artist. So some really, really cool music coming out there. That's Stuck in the 80s. That comes out on Friday, followed by Fast and Furious. And we'll be featuring that hopefully on next week's show. Now, what does that do? What's that got to do with tonight's show? Well, it's got a whole bunch to do with tonight's show. We promote people that are on the label and we promote people that aren't on the label because this is about independent music. This is about creating an independent music community where people that are like-minded can share their thoughts, ideas with one another, and, not be afraid to say what is on their mind. Dean Boharney says it's a cool song. Thanks, Dean Bo. I really appreciate that. Much appreciated for the comments. Thanks for joining us in the chat room tonight. We got the chat room open this time, and Kelly pointed out before the show, we're going to be talking about all things music, but we're going to be talking about the man, the myth, the legend. Yes, his name's Kereliuk, and he is a musician. He is a recording artist. He's a producer. He's a sound engineer to some degree. And he's an author. He's got a couple of really great books out. If you're really into music theory and you want to really dive into music theory, he's a great guy to guide you along your path. And I think he's probably got a few slots open, maybe once in a while for some new students. So, we'll find out about that tonight and so much more with our friend Kelly Kereliuk from Hamilton, Ontario. Here he is. Hey, Kelly.
Ken, how you doing?
Good to have you here, brother.
Yeah, thanks for having me back.
Yeah, well, you know what? You are a welcome addition to this show.
Well, I very much appreciate that.
you have a lot to offer. Before we get into the whole stuff, I just saw something that came across my social media today that kind of blew my mind. And maybe, I don't know if you saw this or not. Have you heard of the name Tilly Norwood?
No, I don't think so.
So Tilly Norwood is the first fully AI actress.
Okay. Wow.
I mean, okay, I have an issue with some of this stuff because, for me, AI was created to take away our mundane tasks so we could be more creative, right?
True. Yeah.
And now, you've got this AI thing. Yeah, she's already even got a Wikipedia page written about her. She's an anomaly. She's not even a person, a flesh and blood actress, right? And I, without even going into the real article, I'm just going to give you the nuts and bolts of it here. And I just want your thoughts on this. Tilly Norwood is a character created using generative artificial intelligence in 2025 by Zikoya, an AI division of Particle 6 Group, a production company founded by Aline van der Velden. AI commissioner, she calls herself. The first project to feature the Norwood character was criticized by reviewers for The Guardian, PC Gamer, and the AV Club. And, they're not necessarily great reviews. They're not flattering reviews at all.
You could imagine.
And I'm sure it's got the whole Hollywood community up in arms.
Well, I would. I thought it was funny when you said the whole point of AI was to help us to rid of mundane tasks and stuff. I think that's the idealistic way of looking at it for most people. But
right.
That as soon as they figured out the possibilities of this, they're going to tell you, oh, it's good for this. This is good for you. And you're going to find this helpful. But they have far, far more plans for that are not so good for us. And as long as we take in the good stuff and we'll accept it. the stuff that they're going to follow up with, it might be too late.
Right. As a person who develops music and works on music and takes great pride, and the fact that you've been doing this a long time and had to work very hard to hone your craft,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
When somebody comes out on a level playing field with you that's never paid their dues, I mean, to me, that stings.
A lot of people are bothered by that, because they see it as like, oh, I've earned this level or whatever, and then they get upset when there's someone else who's jumped into that same level or usually higher, and they don't seem to have the credentials or whatever. But then you have to realize it's like it's just entertainment. There's no, it's not really a meritocracy. It
Ah,
should,
I
it
I
should
love that comment, brother. I love that.
It should be in a way, and to a degree it is for certain things. There are gatekeepers for certain aspects of the entertainment industry, but to get upset about someone whose anatomical features are superior to yours, and that's why they're at a higher level of exposure, whatever,
Right,
or they're not as good at doing sweet picking followed by you know what I mean? Like, you
right.
can pick away at it, but at the end of the day, people like what they like. The dues that people pay to get to where they are what they are. I mean, maybe the person, whether it be an actor or a musician who's at this higher level that everybody's talking about, maybe they're not super terrific, but maybe what they had to do to get there earned them their spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to get upset about it because it's kind of pointless.
Well, beauty is truly in the eye of the beholder. I mean, like whatever you decide is important to you, whatever you decide is of value to you,
Yeah.
should be your decision to make. But you want to make an informed decision,
Well, sure.
right? I
Sure.
mean,
Yeah.
inform yourself about the limitations of AI, the fact that you'll never be able to interact with a real person, right? The fact that it's not really flesh and blood people involved in this, other than the flesh and blood people that are creating it, standing behind a computer.
Yep.
Um, let's move. Let's switch gears really, really quick before we go into the main course of the content tonight, and talk about AI music. So there's a band called Velvet Sundown. Have you heard of them?
No, I don't think so.
So 1 million streams on their first single that was launched on Spotify, and it went like viral within a day or two. It wasn't like weeks, right? And their whole album now has millions of streams. In fact, this AI artist admitted after the second album came out that they were AI and that all the images associated with them were also AI generated.
Yep.
Now, to me, when I look at that, that borders on fraudulent behavior, because you've indicated that you were real and then you own up to the truth that you're not. Now, here's the other thing. Here's the other kicker. This band, Velvet Sundown, has put 3 albums out in 2025. Who puts 3 albums out in 2025? Like, nobody puts 3 albums out in 2025 in 1 year alone, right?
I could think of one guy, and he put out a lot more than that in 1 year, but he's an anomaly.
Right.
Buckethead.
Okay.
He
But
probably put out half a dozen, or probably dozens in 1 year, actually.
and I think again, my own opinion on AI is that it's an anomaly in itself.
Yep, sure. Well, it's made up of. It's not original. Like, it scours the database that is the internet, and nothing it produces is actually truly original. It's literally a big melting pot of everything that we've ever done or ever said, and
Ah,
guided by an algorithm. It collects stuff, and it feeds you what it thinks you want. Now, here's the thing.
right.
If you get 1 million streams in one day out of AI, don't you think a lot of that at this point in 2025 is probably just pure curiosity?
Well, it could be curiosity. I mean, it's like Sean McKenna used to say. Remember when Sean and I used to talk about this? We used to talk about the creativity that people put into videos and music videos.
Yep.
And then we had a guy on the show a while back who was a content creator on YouTube. And he said, YouTube is where your music videos go to die. Right? I
Yeah.
mean, that was really encouraging information, wasn't it? And so you look at all this stuff that's going on, and to me, it takes on this sort of aspect of minutia.
For sure. 100%.
right? Uh, yeah. Oh, here's a good one. Yeah, Keith Kill says Frank Zappa used to produce
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of music. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, but he never stopped. Like, he would grab a coffee in the morning, go upstairs to his studio, and he would work the studio like he worked a job, 9 to 5. And
that's
if you
right.
do that every single day, you're gonna produce more than a band that would do, you know they would get together for a few weeks, do an album, and then go on tour, do whatever,
Right.
right? So it literally was his full-time job, which is why he still has a vault. How many years has it been? 30 some years
Right.
since he passed? He still has like a vault full of things for his family to release.
Yeah, I really like that one part that you said about AI is that how it only takes things that are already in existence
Mhm.
and puts them into, because here's the thing. If I'm an AI writer, and I'm going to use that term lightly, but I'm an AI writer and I want to make a hit song, I'm gonna coach AI with a number of things, right? I'm gonna say, give me a male voice that everybody loves. Give me a hit song that's 3 minutes and 20 seconds long, and make the singer sound like the most popular singers ever in rock and roll history,
Yeah.
right? I'd probably end up with some sort of a kick-ass song when it's all said and done.
It would be a Ramones song with Barry White singing.
It's interesting you said Ramones last night because have you ever seen the movie Burn It Down, the CBGB documentary?
The idea of a CBGB documentary kind of makes me think I've seen it, but the name of it doesn't ring a bell.
I will send you the link to it.
Do
My
so.
wife and I watched it last night. It's a great watch. It really talks about the history of who actually discovered punk and where it came from,
Right.
right? And of course, the guy that owns CBGBs let the Ramones play in his club when nobody else would.
Yeah, I could imagine that too.
Because Joey Ramone came to him and he says, "Our music sucks, man."
That's a good selling point right there, isn't it?
Oh man, so crazy. And of course, like I said, this CBGB spawned like Blondie and the Police and a whole bunch of other
So many.
great bands
Yeah.
who lined up literally to play at this club when it was open. I think it ran like 33 years,
Oh, at
right?
least, yeah. Is it not a
So
clothing store now, or was?
yeah, I think it's like it's ceased to be in like 29, something like that.
Oh,
2009, something around there.
okay.
Um, I said to my wife the other night though, that really inspired me because when we move, I want to find a club that we could bring young acts into that can't get gigs anywhere else.
Where else? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what
What
the scene is like in Alberta, right? You're going?
Yeah, I said in Lethbridge, Alberta, there's 100,000 people there, and people love music there. So
True, true. There is a
so
scene in
yeah,
Alberta.
there's definitely a scene there. And the cool thing about it is my neighbor that's going to back onto me is a musician. He can't wait till we move out there,
Oh, I bet. I bet. There you go.
especially when my the guy we're working with told him that I was going to build another studio.
Oh, really? Okay, well, there you go.
I'm going to build it bigger. I'm going to build it better.
Build it and you will come anyway, right?
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, there's a whole bunch of really really great things. I want to embed myself in the music scene out there and meet whole pile of new people, just like I met guys like yourself.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there'll be no shortage of opportunity for that.
You lend yourself to so many different projects. Like you will even hire yourself as a hired gun, right?
Hire myself, yeah.
Yeah. No, hire yourself out
Oh, I see,
to
hire
do
myself
stuff.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does happen. I've got some friends bands that, they'll reach out for contributions to. Sometimes it's one song, sometimes it's a whole album, but I'm not really an official member
Okay.
per se.
Right.
Um, yeah, it varies. It varies I mean, I've got mainstay projects that are always consistent, and then, yeah,
Right.
from time to time, I get, I guess you could call it studio work.
You are probably one of the most technical people that I know when it comes to music.
Not like that,
Mr.
huh?
Roboto, Mr. Roboto.
No, I know what you mean. I like knowing the nuts and bolts of what is going on and what I can do with something that's been given to me. Um, that's why I like to delve into the theory aspects and stuff like that. I've always been fascinated with it, and
Right.
it's never really gone away, right? That's
You're well known by a lot of people though, right?
my mom knows me, and
But
I don't know about that.
I mean, you get out and you play, and not only do you play in these original, compositions, you have a side gig called, well, it's not even a side gig. You guys play a lot. Jack Sith,
Yeah, yeah, it's fair to call it a side gig. We're weekend warriors with the cover band scene.
right?
And we just, yeah, it's I think we're going on 10 years now already, which
Yeah, but
is
you guys play cover tunes on steroids.
uh
I've
some
seen it.
some of them will take I would say we'll take judicious liberty with from time to time.
Right.
I've never been one to think that it's got to be note for note. I know I've seen some people, I'll post a video of Jack Sith playing a song, like a well-known tune, like LaGrange from ZZ Top. And I'll get comments like, "Oh, that sounds note for note." Like, snide little remarks like that. And I know they're just kidding. And I'm like, look, a song like that is not meant to be played note for note. Billy Gibbons doesn't play it note for note. And for what it's worth, let me give Billy Gibbons one of my tunes and let's see if he plays it note for note.
Yeah, I once saw an Eric Clapton interview, and he said, "If you're looking to hear me play the song the same way every time I play, you're following the wrong guy."
Yeah. And you could throw, you know what? There's so many bands you could say that about. Zeppelin, they never played it the same way twice,
Right,
right? Or, I mean, a band like Rush came pretty close because most of their parts are sort of written in stone, and
yeah,
but there's always going to be moments of improv, usually within a solo section or
right,
whatever, and that's fine. That it's not meant to be. Now, mind you, there are some parts in a cover tune where if I deem it to be a classic part or
right.
like a steadfast part of the song, like if we're playing Stairway to Heaven, I'm playing that solo.
Because it's signature solo.
It's so signature. And even Jimmy Page doesn't play it that way, but I will,
Right.
because I expect to hear that as an audience member.
So do you play the studio version of it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to
Yeah.
hear that sometime, brother.
Actually, what we do, it's a long story, but we've actually taken, what's the tune? We actually take like a funk tune. I can't remember the name of it right now. And halfway through it, we splice in Stairway to Heaven right where the solo is, and we do it to the end. So like the first half is
Nice.
the funk tune, which I can't believe I don't remember right now. And
Right.
then the second half is literally Stairway to Heaven from the solo to the end. And unless you've seen us, you're not expecting it. You
Yeah,
think, oh, sorry, it's Brick House. We do Brick House into
right.
Stairway.
We used to do All Along the Watchtower to Stairway to Heaven too.
Yeah, yeah. It's such an easy, not easy, but it's such an adaptable song to pair with another one,
It's a
right?
nice transition too, and people that are, going there for the show, they're listening to something, they're going, "Wow, that's pretty cool."
Yeah, and they don't expect it to morph into
Yeah,
whatever,
they
Stairway.
expect you to take the song to its outro, and meanwhile, the outro is the outro of another song,
Yeah, exactly.
which is really a cool way to do things. One of your favorite things, in terms of music, your favorite genre?
Well, probably I would have to say probably metal
Okay,
overall, but I guess that's kind of funny because I like a lot of different genres. The
right.
question I get a lot of times that I have to hesitate even more with is when people ask me, "What's your favorite band?"
Okay.
Now I'm like, well, now I say, "Well, what genre?" Because with any
Yeah,
given genre, there's a bunch of things I like and there's a bunch of stuff I don't like, right?
right.
It's easier for me
I
to
would
answer
have picked
that.
prog rock.
You know what's hilarious?
Hmm.
Let's map it out. We got, uh, Sound Chaser, Negus. I've done work with a band called Monarch Trail, which I think you would really dig. That's an
Right.
example of a band, prog rock, long songs. I'm not actually part of the band, but I've contributed to every album, whether it's one song, two songs, or every song. Like prog rock is usually what, if you look at my discography, you're going to see a lot of. I am not really a huge prog rock listener beyond, say, the upper crust of like Dream Theater, Rush, Yes,
Right.
some Genesis, King Crimson. Beyond that, there's a whole, you've seen the iceberg meme of like,
Right. Right. Right.
here's what you see and here's what prog rock guys, like prog rock diehards, they
Right.
know this. And I
Right.
have no idea.
So it's really funny that you're mentioning King Crimson. So going back, I have a friend that lives in Windsor. His name is Joe Konas. Do you know Joe?
I don't think so. No,
So Joe was in the band called The Gods.
no, don't know them.
So The Gods were a UK-based band, and some of the members went out to form Emerson, Lake and Palmer,
Interesting. Okay.
and some of the members went out to form King Crimson.
So way back when.
Yeah, way back when. We're talking way back when, Jesus was just first into his rock and roll shoes.
So 60s.
Yeah. Yeah. And you got band like The Gods, and you've never heard anything by The Gods.
I don't think so.
Oh, I got to school you, brother.
Okay.
And I didn't even know the guy. I'd heard of the band, but a friend of mine, Don Coulter, who is a drummer who lives in Simcoe, Ontario, put me on to Joe. And I've been trying to get him on the show because he used to play with Hendrix.
Oh, there you go. So that'd be a neat chat for sure.
Yeah, he'd be a great guy to have on the show, in the future. But it's really interesting you mentioned King Crimson because I used to listen to King Crimson back in the day, and I like their stuff.
Do you have a favorite era or album?
No, not really. I mean, and I vaguely remember the stuff because when I listened to it, it was more back in the 70s, right?
Oh, okay.
Um,
So Lark's Tongue and Aspic and stuff like that, like the early.
yeah, as I got older, I kind of got away from it, and because I kept getting introduced to new music all the time,
It happens, yeah, and
you know.
it's hard to have time for it all, right?
Right. When you think about the soundtrack of your life, what artist would you say has the largest share of the soundtrack of your life?
That's a good question. Largest share.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any one.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like there's intense eras where I'm listening to two or three. Like when I first started becoming interested, like actively interested in music, it was actually Michael Jackson.
Oh, that's an interesting thing because I was talking to you about our daughter's fiance.
Yep.
He saw Michael Jackson in Buenos Aires.
Oh, well, there you go.
And after he saw Michael Jackson in Buenos Aires, he was inspired. He wanted a career in music.
Yeah, for me I think it was like 7 or 8, and I had like 80 Michael Jackson posters on the wall. I had Thriller, and there was a Jackson 5 album that came out shortly after
Right.
Thriller called Victory.
Right.
And I think it had a song, like a hit song or two. But it all changed for me when a friend of mine came over to my place, and we went downstairs. Like the kids' room, so to speak, was in the basement. So we go downstairs, and he noticed an air hockey set that I had in the corner. And
Right.
he's like, "Hey, can we play air hockey?" I go, "It actually doesn't work. The motor's kaput." He's like, "Oh, come on." I'm like, "It's broken." He's like, "Can I have it?" I go, "It's broken." And then he asks again, "Can I have it?" I go, "No." "Dad, can Seth have the air hockey set?" And my dad's like, "It's broken." Needless to say, he took it home that day. I helped him carry it home.
And he fixed it.
Broken. And I said, "What are you going to give it? What are we trading here?" And he hands me a cassette of Motley Crue's Shout at the Devil and Stay Hungry from Twisted Sister.
Okay.
So I went from Michael Jackson to one day, boom, it all changed. In
Wow.
pretty much one quick little era there, I went,
Right.
"Oh, what is this?"
Right.
Right? So it was more hard rock kind of stuff, and that was sort of like, oh, energized me for as a youngster. So everything I wanted to hear from that into playing, like learning how to play at 9 or starting to learn how to play at 9, I'm still
Right.
learning, up till, the impressionable teen years, it was heavily influenced by a more aggressive sound for sure.
Right. Okay.
So
So
thank
who
you, air hockey set.
thank you, air hockey said. So if you were to say, oh, hang on a second.
Oh,
I want that to come on just yet. I'm gonna flip that off. Sorry about that, bud. I just loading the video because we're coming up to a half an hour, and we decided we're gonna do this. We're gonna be playing a song called "So Fine" very shortly. But before we do, favorite Michael Jackson song ever?
oh, well, it would have to be something on Thriller, I think, for me. It's been so long since I've listened to the whole album. I couldn't
Right.
tell you all the song names, but I can tell you a song that I didn't listen to at the time, but when I heard it later, I realized it was earlier than Thriller, and that is "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough."
Okay.
Such a
Okay.
cool groove
That
on
is.
that too.
I have to tell you, that's a song that I never re-listened to much, so I should give it a listen. You
Yeah,
challenged my ear palette.
there you go. I think you'll
So
dig it. You'll know it as soon as you hear it. You'll be like, "Oh, I know that song."
I think my favorite song by Michael Jackson was um, Billie Jean.
Yeah, that was up there for me too.
It's a great. I
Agree.
mean, it's got such a great groove, right?
Mhm.
And it's got such soul in the song. Like it's one of your songs that's that fusion. It's like a fusion song that is not strictly pop. There's a
No.
definitely rock feel. There's a Motown feel to it as well. There's a whole bunch of really great genres rolled into one song.
Well, it was basically Toto on that album.
Okay. All
For the
right.
most part. A lot of it was the guys in Toto as the backing band. So, if you could imagine the more sophisticated, fusion-y, jazzier kind of stuff mixed in with the R&B or whatever, which is something that,
Right.
they've dabbled into, that makes sense, I'm sure, when you figure that
Right.
out.
I'm going to flip over to the audio.
Okay.
And I'm going to switch over the stereo. So just bear with me a second here. And then we're going to play the video, which is actually a soundtrack from a song called So Fine by our Art Griffin's Sound Chaser, which is you're a part of that project.
Yes, I am a card-carrying member.
All right. So we're gonna go over there. I'm gonna flip over here now to the sound. You'll hear my voice kind of like go a little bit more into the background and probably only come out of the left channel for a second.
Okay.
And then we'll flip
While
over.
we listen, I'll hit the chat and I'll bug everybody in there.
All right. So Kelly's going to hit the chat while we do that. I'm going to flip open here. It's probably just going to start playing right away. So here we go. That's a pretty amazing track. That is Art Griffin's Sound Chaser with our buddy Kelly Kereliuk on guitar. We're going to talk about that track and a whole bunch more stuff that Kelly's been involved in, projects he's been involved in. I heard some really, really great stuff there. Just going to take that source out of there, put Kelly back up on screen here with me. Um, like I heard some Hammond B3 in there, some really, really nice percussion going on. And
Yeah, we got a few guest players beyond the core band on there. We've got drums was Marco Miniman, who's played with a lot of players, a lot of
oh,
different bands
nice.
and stuff, and he's a monster, absolutely.
Right. Right.
Characteristic sound for sure. The keyboard solo, the Hammond stuff you were hearing was actually Derek Sherinian, ex Dream Theater keyboard player, and
Okay.
actually he's another guy who's played in a million projects. It would be really tough to list them all in less
Right.
than an hour.
Wow. I mean, there's a lot of guys there with a great pedigree already who've
Totally.
contributed in that project. So here's my challenge to you. There's a guy, have you ever followed this guy? He's a keyboardist. He's from Australia. His name is Lackley Doley.
I know of him because he plays in Hamilton quite a bit.
Yeah, you guys should get him to do one of your projects with you. He loves to collab. He did recently did a collab on with Mike Poitney on and Joel Hoekstra and a few others doing a remake of Boston's Long Time.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense for sure.
and it's a killer track, man. It is like one of the best. It's probably, I think it's better than the original, to be honest with you. I think they took something and made it better.
Yeah.
You
A lot
know?
of people have a hard time admitting that. They think, nope, only the original is the best. And
Yeah.
but you know what? If you give it enough time, and you stew on it, somebody's going to come up with something that's maybe 2% more clever than the original, and that's
Yeah,
okay to admit it.
if you haven't seen the Foreplay long time video, I'll send that a link to that as well for you because you know, just some really, really freaking cool stuff, man.
Right.
That's out there. And Arts is just another example. I mean, that was a big track. There's a lot in that, man.
There is for sure. Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
are you playing guitar through the whole track?
On that one, no. My solo near the end is the only time I think, unless there's something I'm missing that's buried in the track a bit, but I'm pretty sure that's my contribution to that particular track. A lot of the time with the Sound Chaser stuff, Art takes care of some of the rhythm guitar and the keyboards,
Right.
and not all the keyboards, but some of the keys, the bass. And he has me do melodic things here and there, or solos or whatnot. This one, uh, 3/4 of the way through the guitar solo was that particular one was mine. And then at the end, there was we double up with, or I double up with our violinist Victoria, um, and we harmonize in unison the lines at the very end of the song.
And so I guess my question is there, when it comes to you, when the project comes to you, how do you decide what you're going to do? How do you decide how you're going to attack it?
Well, initially, Art gives me his ideas, like what he hears me do. And if I'm able to recall what he asked me to do, I'll try to do those. But sometimes I won't necessarily remember exactly what his direction was, and I'll just do what I think I hear. And then when Art hears it, he's usually like, "Yeah, no,
Right.
cool, that's great."
Now, do you guys record the whole project together? Does it go in bits and pieces? How does that collab come together?
It's bits and pieces. So he'll get a body of songs together, but he's constantly adding stuff, meaning adding more tracks to the album or working
Right.
on another album that's going to happen after this one is done. Like, this is from our third album that's out now. Digitally, it's out now. Physical's coming soon. We already have the fourth one mostly done.
Right.
So we're at least a step and a half beyond ourselves. When we
Right.
release something, we're already on to the next one before people have heard the current one.
Well, I got to talk to her because I'd love to support it on her website. It's
Yeah.
some great for people who love instrumental music. It is definitely the place to go. If you don't want to hear, just words and you want to hear a song emote emotion,
Yeah.
listen to Art Griffin's Sound Chaser, because every song has, it emotes different feelings.
Yeah. Yeah. It can be a soundtrack to various things. Like some people like to listen to music when they study, for example,
Right.
right? If they're studying
Right.
something, and I could never do it because the songs that I would put on would have lyrics. So I'm
Right.
sitting there studying, and then I'm reading the words, but the words I'm actually hearing are the ones from the song, and I end up just wasting all my time. So if I had to listen to music while studying, it would have to be instrumental so that I
Right.
could actually process what I'm reading.
I think what would be really cool though. I mean, I could see Art Griffin's music being played at backgrounds and parties.
Yeah,
Because again, it's the same thing. You got people already dialoguing and socializing. You
yeah,
don't need to add more vocals into the whole mix. So
right.
playing music that's simply instrumental in the background um, could be meaningful for the people that are, that are putting on the party or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean,
There
a
you
lot of
go.
instrumental music is kind of
Tommy Grassley says Kelly fucking rocks.
Thank you, Tommy. I just saw that as it popped up too.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, there's I when these things come up, do you guys like go out looking for people, or does Art shop around for different musicians that might be interested in being part of the project? How does that work?
Yeah, for the most part, he does like what happens with Lost Symphony. We've talked about this before, where the main core group, the main guy, Benny, he will go and just network and he'll look for players that he thinks will add to the project in a positive way, which is why we get some of the crazy players in that. Same with Art. If he hears of somebody or thinks of somebody that can add to the project and he knows that he's able to network with them or at least get in contact, he'll reach out,
Right.
which is
So
why
Prismind is a collab as well.
well, with the four of us, we haven't had any outside.
So you guys don't do any outside in Prismind, but the project you do outside in is Art Griffin's Sound Chaser.
Sound Chaser, yep. Lost Symphony,
Lost Symphony, that's the other one.
yeah.
And who's the primary guy in that one?
Well, there's five of us
Okay.
essentially. The core band is from Boston. We got Benny and Brian, and they're both proficient keyboard players, but Benny also plays guitar. Basically, they're the writing core, along with Siobhan, our violinist out of Florida, and Paul, our drummer, also in the Boston area. And Corey as well plays bass and is the primary engineer. But we have a violinist in Florida, a cellist who's I can't somewhere in the States as well. We had
Right.
another cellist or in Japan
Okay.
for a while who played with Madonna and a bunch of other people. So the core group is basically Boston, and then I'm the satellite up here in Canada, and we got people all over the place. And that one, album number 4, is in the works. We're further ahead than I thought. I talked to Benny a
Okay.
little while ago, and I asked him, how much more do we have to do before number 4? And he's like, not much, a couple more, and then that one's
And
going
and,
to
and this which project is this now? Number
Lost
4?
Symphony.
Lost Symphony.
Yeah,
And Art Griffin, this is the third album with Art.
currently third album. Yeah,
Okay. Wow.
yeah.
So and lots more to come because Art's probably already got the fourth album written.
Yeah, we're quite a I would say maybe 3/4. I'm just gonna
Right.
take a wild guess that that one's
Now,
already
here's the interesting, and do you still work? You've done some work with Steve Nagus, formerly of
saga.
Saga,
Yeah.
and you guys have done some stuff on his Nagus album.
Yeah, the second Negus album is quite a bit different than the first. I joined after the first one was recorded, and his guitar player at the time ended up passing away in a car accident.
Right.
So I joined, I think it was about a year after that, and we promoted that current album at the time.
Right.
We had a keyboard player, we had a singer. It was a vocal album. And then when we went to begin writing the second one, it just became apparent to Steve and I that it probably should be an instrumental one because a lot of the ideas that he was
Right.
thinking of lent themselves better to a melodic based thing minus the vocal
I
aspect.
Something I want to say right now is that, again, I'll quote Sean McKenna on this one: 3 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Mm,
Okay. So, a friend of mine, he goes on Facebook by the name of JB Stryker. Do you know that name at all?
I do. Yep. Yep.
Okay.
I know JB.
So Jerry's involved in that project called the Living Room Rock Stars.
Yep.
And Steve is now working on some new tracks with Jerry.
Yeah. 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 They've been working in the studio for a little bit now.
And if it weren't for Jerry, I would not have known of a lot of you guys.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
He has introduced me to so many people over the years, and has been, instrumental in helping people find their way to the record label as well, by saying, hey, you should go talk to that Ken Bo guy. He knows a thing or two about publishing digital music. You should have a chat with him at the very least, and educate yourself.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
and, and that and that's how go ahead.
He used to show up to some of the gigs we would play in Port Dover, because I think he used to live kind of in that area.
He still lives in that area
Oh, he
most of the
does?
time, but he's just got back from Alaska. The guy's been driving truck on the Alaska highway.
Oh, okay. He won't be home for dinner if he's doing that.
You go out and drink a lot of coffee and stay alert when you're doing that shit.
Exactly.
Oh my God. That's like winters in Canada on steroids.
Yeah. I'll let some others have that one.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's what he's been doing. He was up there for, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, and he drove all the way back across Canada. And one of the fellows that's watching the show, his name is Keith Hill. I don't know if you know that name or not.
Keith? Yep, definitely.
So Jerry stopped at Keith's on his way back across Canada from Alaska, and they jammed.
Yeah, I think I saw something about that.
Yeah.
They should have gone live. Hint, hint.
What a small world, eh? What a small world. And yet, you and I didn't know each other before a chance meeting online.
That's true. I think Brent Durner was the catalyst there, wasn't he, though?
He was, because you did some work for him, and I was impressed by the work that you did for Brent on some of his projects.
Oh, okay.
And I said, I got to have this guy on the show because he knows his well. And then I started watching you on your YouTube videos, and I started watching you on Instagram and Facebook, and I thought, he doesn't just know music; he fucking knows music. Like, he knows it, like, from the theory side of it, the side that most musicians have a great deal of difficulty conquering. You've got that beautiful mix of, theory and working knowledge.
To me, that's the perfect storm. If you can achieve that, a lot of players, they say they don't know theory, but that's sort of like saying, well, I don't know how to write or read, but I can talk really well. Like, I know how to speak, right? We learn how to talk before we learn any of the theory of language, before we learn how to write, and we learn about grammar and phonics and sentence structure.
Right.
We become fluent speakers first. And for a lot of musicians, they have that and they run with it, and they don't really care about the theory aspect of it. But what I found by learning it is it can save you a lot of time, and it can help you to get right to the point of what you actually want to say without fumbling and mumbling through stuff until you find something. It allows you to get to what you actually want to say. That's the benefit I found for it anyway.
I'm going to put you guys all on notice tonight. Kelly and I are trademarking the name The Perfect Storm. I feel another project coming on there.
But if it's a guitar related conversation, it's The Perfect Strum, right?
Yeah, there you go. Called The Perfect Strung. Or my friends like Caleb Duck, who are carpenters and guitar players, I call them guitarpenters.
See? TM that one before I get it.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, so you've been involved in so many great projects. The Steve Negus project is a great project you're involved with as well.
Yeah.
And tonight we featured a song on your appearance on Sound Chaser, and that particular single, So Fine. Now, do you know specifically what the song was written about?
No.
Okay.
I'd have to grill Art on that. His titles come from Well, actually, I've never really grilled him on what the titles mean,
Ah,
and I'm okay with that. I don't need to know. I can come up with my own reason for it. Like, if he were here, I
next
would say,
show.
"Oh, well, you were thinking of me."
We got to have him on another show,
Yeah,
right?
and then I'll ask him, right.
Yeah, we got to have him on another show. Next week, Mike Muscat's going to join me from Windsor, Ontario. Michael is a bassist. He plays in a very busy CCR tribute,
Nice.
and they play all over the U.S. He just got hired by them, and I think next year they got something like 22 dates down in the U.S.
Very cool.
So Michael is a great guy. He's always looking to branch out. So if you're ever looking to work with a different bass player
Okay.
on a project, Michael is open to working with just about anybody.
The networking never stops.
Yeah, and like you, he has a good grasp of his instrument and has a good understanding of what it's capable. He was first and foremost, I think, before bass, he was a guitar player.
Oh, one of those. That's kidding.
So he loves playing guitar, I think, as much as he loves playing bass. But in his current roles, he plays bass because he's a bassist who's also got a really great voice.
Oh, that helps. Definitely. As a
Yeah,
bonus.
and so for a lot of projects, it puts him in demand because he not only can play bass guitar, but he can sing very well while he's playing the bass guitar.
There you
So
go. The
uh,
CCR Geddy Lee of CCR.
yeah, and so that was one of the reasons why he landed this gig, was for that very reason, because of being able to possess two instruments.
Nice.
Yeah. Um, so when you approach this project with Art, he calls you, pretty much the tracks are done, and then you just set in whatever space they've left you. How does that work?
Essentially, he carves out the spot that he thinks I should play on. Sometimes the violins are already on there, and sometimes they're not. But he has very specific spots that he's envisioning me doing my thing on, and
Right,
he'll give me direction. Maybe it's an acoustic thing, or he wants me to double a certain part or whatever. So when I get the track, he's already got the basis of things 90% there,
right,
in terms of rhythmic structure and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it's not a lot of guesswork on my part.
right,
Sometimes I just have to figure out the funky chord progressions that he sometimes
right.
throws at me. Other than that, it's pretty cut and dry what I have to do.
Shortest number of takes ever.
Actually, one.
Oh wow,
And
wow.
only once. I think there was one day where I had to do 3 things on 2 tracks. So he sent me 2 tracks, and I had 2 things to do on one and one on the next. And one of the parts took like 8 to 10 tries, and then the next one took 3, and then the last part, I was so warmed up and pumped that it was just like
Right.
one time, and it was like, there it is.
Wow.
So it really depends. It
Now,
really.
when you lay down a track for Art on these on his albums, do you say to yourself, "That's it. I laid it all out there. That's it. That's the track."
In a way, yes, but in a way, I don't wanna just throw everything I got onto anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't wanna empty the barrel on any one thing, right? I want
Right.
to be reserves things for later in the album or whatever.
Right.
Um, the hardest thing I think with coming up with something that I'm gonna keep on a Sound Tracer track is coming up with something that matches the chord progression, because the chords may not all perfectly fit one
Right.
key. So I'm thinking chord by chord, and I'm also thinking what I do has a beginning and it has an end, and I want it to be a story in and of itself.
Okay.
And so if it doesn't have that logical and arc that a story would have,
Yep.
then I'm not quite done with it. I would consider myself not done with it.
Right. For those that don't know Art well, give us just a little bit of an insight about who he is, where he comes from.
Oh, he's a character.
Okay. All right.
He lives up in Collingwood. He's a huge music fan. He's been in the area, in my area. He used to live around here in the Burlington area. long before I knew him, and play in bands all the time. And then when he moved up to Collingwood, he basically became a recording artist, essentially exclusively, because I don't think there's many people up there to form a band with.
Okay.
Um, so my introduction to Art was through a mutual friend, and she just said to Art, I know this Kelly guy. I was working with Negus, and
Right.
she was friends of that clan as well. And she hooked us up, and he just said, "Look, here's what I do. I've got an album I'm working on, which would have been the first Sound Chaser album,
Right.
and I need some guitar. And I've heard a couple things you do, and I think you would be great for the project." So that's kind of where it all began.
So aside from this, him moving up to Collingwood and starting to record, does he have a history in the music business, music industry, doing something, playing as an artist in anything?
Yeah, like I said, he played in a lot of bands in this area back before I knew him, so
Okay.
I can't say much other than that. Like, I'm trying to remember the name of the band he was in.
Was
Uh,
it original music or was it
he
cover
was
music?
original, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the name of the band escapes me at the moment. Sorry, Art, I know I'm gonna get grilled for that later. But I wasn't around. So yeah, he played a lot in the area, and I think they toured across Canada a fair amount.
Right.
So he's been around.
Well,
For
maybe we need to have an episode of Who is Art Griffin,
There you go.
and talk a bit about him and his foray into music and how he, found players like yourself and recruited players like yourself to work on his projects.
Yep.
And I get the sense from you too that you wouldn't just work on any project.
I become more selective. I don't want to say as I get older, but as I get further into it, I think I become a little more selective about what I want to lend my name to.
Right.
Um,
You're
which I think
you
is
uh you're well on your way in your musical journey, but you know what? You do one thing that I preach to people all the time. Okay. Okay. Do you know what it is?
is it cooking chili? No,
ABL. You ever heard of that?
no, I don't think so.
Always be learning.
Oh yeah.
Right? You're not afraid to learn new stuff.
Nope. I'm sitting over there. I've got a handful of violin books that I've been working through every morning over my morning coffee with an acoustic guitar. Um, so yeah, you're right. It's always learning something
Are you going to learn violin?
on guitar. No, I have no interest in picking up a violin, but
Oh, okay.
I like playing violin music like Vivaldi or Bach or what's the other one I got over there? Shradiak and some other books that are standards of the violin, realm.
Have
But
you ever heard of this guy?
yeah. Yep. Al Di Meola, one of my favorite guitar players, actually did a tribute album to Astor Piazzolla.
So my daughter's significant other bought me that as a Christmas gift.
Nice.
Now I love it because it's not something I would have bought for myself.
No.
We sat out here in the studio the other night and listened to both side A and side B, and I was blown away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a guy that listens to that kind of music.
Right. It's like tango, essentially.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
was blown away by the talent
Yeah.
on that, and that was recorded in 1969.
Yep. I would check out the Al Di Meola album. I think it's called Tribute to Piazzolla. I could be wrong about that. I think if you type in Al Di Meola and his name, I think you'll find the album, but he
Well,
did a whole album up based
well,
on.
you'll get to know me better. You'll get to know how much Al Di Meola has worked its way into my life through friends, and we all use the last name Ola.
Oh, okay.
So, for example, my name is Canola, or some of my friends affectionately call me Kenny Ola,
Kenny Ola. There you
and
go.
my buddy Jimmy that I grew up with, his name is Jimmy Ola,
Well, there you go.
and that all comes from listening to Al Di Meola. And I remember the night that Jimmy dubbed me Canola. He says, "Canola, you're like the oil."
Oh my God.
Oh, I digress. Well, listen, Kelly, you know what? That hour has gone by.
Oh, poof. Yeah, no kidding.
It's like poof, and we're gone. We're into the first minute of overtime here, and so, is there anything you would like everybody to know about you and Art Griffin's Sound Chaser?
Just check out as much of it as you can. If you like what you heard with So Fine that was played a few minutes ago, then by all means, you could check us out. Facebook is a good way to start. We don't really have a website proper. We have a pretty active Facebook page, Art Griffin Sound Chaser.
And we're
You'll
gonna
find,
get when we have him on the show, we're gonna get into that. Approaching Translucence. Cool name for an album.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. It definitely prog rock, right?
Prog rock. There's some psychedelica in there involved in there. I'm gonna have to ask Art if he ever did LSD.
Well, if he did, he was probably halfway through Translucence at that point.
Probably.
But yeah, we're all over Facebook, and for me, Instagram, Art a little bit, not as much.
Check out Kelly. You can find him on Instagram. You can find him on Facebook. Do you have a website?
And not an active one anymore. No, I put a
Okay.
lot of work into one, and it was just it just wasn't getting. It wasn't worth it.
Socials are the best way to contact Kelly. You can reach out to him, Kelly Kereliuk, and I think you have a page as well.
I do have an artist page. I usually just use my personal page, which I've turned
Right.
into a business page.
Right. So
For
reach out to Kelly. He teaches theory. He's got a couple of books on theory. Tell us the name of the books and where the people can find them.
at the moment, I only have one out,
Okay.
and it's this one here.
Oh, we're backwards.
Make
Read it
theory
to us.
make sense. Oh, okay.
Make
Well,
theory make sense. Your
cross
camera
your
was
eyes and you'll
backwards
see this
tonight. I
properly.
didn't
Yeah.
realize that. My bad.
Make
My
theory
bad.
make sense on guitar, and I've got another one coming out. I don't have a title for it yet, but it's going to focus on picking technique for guitar, and it's basically a handful of pieces that will take you through various aspects of picking technique to make you a better picker.
Oh, you know what? You got to let me help you come up with a name for that one. I got some ideas.
Brought to you by Kenny Piccola.
There you
Canola
go.
Piccola.
Canola Piccola. All right. Well, this has been our buddy Kelly Kereliuk over here. And you can always give us a little, ding in the tip jar there. This is the way we keep the lights on over here, and we help things keep going forward to support independent music all over the globe. You can join us anytime you want. This has been the Indie Show. I'm Kenny. You're not.
I'm
Have a
Kelly.
great end of your week, everybody. And that's Kelly, and you're not too.
Yeah.
So,